Okay, so this is my video how to clean up surgery. So everything in here, the surgery tech already started to clean. I was like, no. So she has already unhooked the tubing from the anesthesia machine and already cleaned that through. But how we would clean that is you soak it in like a water chlorohex solution, and then you run that chlorohex solution through the tube super well. And then after that, you would rinse out the tube with clean water. Both tubes with clean water, and then you hang them so they can drip dry and everything, you know, drips out and dries. So to clean surgery, everything is, you use Sentinel, so everything is wiped down completely. So the light, the tray, we have our hot dog, the pad underneath of it, the table underneath that, all of the ECG clips are wiped down, the pulse ox is wiped down, everything is wiped down. Even the Cardell for vitals, you just spray a little bit of Sentinel on that, and then you wipe that down. And then, as you can see, all the tools Dr. Benson used for her spay is still over there. So we will bring that pack, that open pack, to the washroom where we wash all of our instruments. So we'll wash all those really good, lay them out to dry, and then once they are dry, we'll repack them in the surgery pack, and then we'll run those through the autoclave. So let's get to cleaning. And our hot dog goes out right on top of the kennels. That's where we store it. All right, wipe off the leads. And no matter how hard you try to keep these from tangling and how nice you wrap them up, they're always tangled. We'll make those there for a minute. This is our pulse ox. Wipe it off really good. And for the leads, it's everything from the connector down. So all the cords, and then the clips themselves, the insides. Wrap those up really nice. Put this aside for a minute. Wipe off the table. So before we put this on the table, spray the one side, wipe the one side down. Put the clean side down. And wipe the other side of it down. So we don't want the Sentinel to erode our hot dog and our fluid warmer. So to clean those, or the Carvel, so we'll just spray Sentinel on those. Wipe them down this way. Last but not least, wipe down our anesthesia machine. Pops 2. All right. Okay. Let down the light. Get that handle really good, because that's what the doctors grab most of the time. And you just want to make sure the actual light part isn't dusty or gross. Yeah, it's not gross. Okay, push that out of the way. So last but not least, I will take all those instruments to get washed real quick. Just fold up this. So the last thing to be wiped down is going to be the table that holds all of our packs. We do have a bucket at the end of the surgery table for, you know, the doctor's waste, whether it's pieces of skin, or if it's a limb, or if it's just like bloody gauze, anything like that. But the surgery tech had already emptied it, so we don't need to do that. And to empty that, we would just put that in the proper garbage bin. So if it was a biohazard, we put that in the biohazard bin. If it was just like bloody gauze and stuff like that, we just throw it in the trash can. And then to clean that bucket, you just scrub it with Chlorhex solution, really, really good, and then rinse it out. Make sure it's totally dry before it comes back in here. And that's how you clean the surgery suite. Okay, so this is cleaning surgical instruments. So we didn't have any soft tissue surgeries today, but we had 2 dentals. So same thing still applies. It doesn't matter if it's surgery, if it's soft tissue, if it's dentals. So basically what we do is all the dental tools sit in a chlorohex solution as the doctor uses them for the procedure. After it's all done, we come to the scrub sink, and we rinse everything off really good. We scrub everything really good with the scrub brush, this scrub brush, depending on how tough everything is. For our trach tooth and stuff like that, we have this handy dandy little thing. So basically for all of our tools, we'll scrub them off super well, and then run them underwater, and then we'll put them in our ultrasonic cleaner. This makes cleaning really easy. So we'll put some tools in there. It's not very big, so we won't overload it because we want stuff to get clean. But we'll do probably two loads of stuff in the ultrasonic cleaner, maybe 3. And each time we put some more tools in, we'll set it for 10 minutes, let it run, and then once it's done, we will set it out on the counter to dry, and then once it's totally dry, we'll put it in the autoclave pouches, and we'll autoclave it, and it'll be good to go for the next procedure. Okay, so for things that open, like elevators and hemostats, scissors, suture scissors, stuff like that, when we put them in the ultrasonic cleaner, we kind of leave them open kind of like this, so they can get in there, and then when they dry, when we take them out to dry, we'll open them a lot more so they can dry all the way properly. So and sometimes where the doctors grab and their gloves are dirty get really crusty and gross, so I just make sure to always scrub those really well. Okay, last but not least, we'll throw this itty bitty piece in here, the probe. Okay, so that's load 1. Put that on, 10 minutes. All right. And then, like I said, we have 2 or 3 loads to do today. So once that's done, I'll lay everything out to dry and then scrub the next load and put that into the ultrasonic cleaner. This is my video for surgery to wrap a surgery pack. So I've already laid out all of my tools that I need to put in my surgery pack. So when you do a surgery pack, you basically start with biggest to smallest and then put this big hook through the handles. I like to lock everything, that way when I pick it up, it doesn't kind of flail open and it's harder to like put in order. So you start with large straight hemostats, large curved hemostats, and then medium straight, medium curved, small straight, and then small curved. And you take your spay hook, put it through the back, just like this, and you lay that nice and flat. And then we take our towel hooks and put those at the very, very front. Lay those nice and flat. Okay, and then we have our gauze that goes in our pack, so that goes down. And then we take our sterile indicator strip, we put that down. Our scissors just kind of go nice and neat, tucked up under here at the very, very end behind the large straight hemostats, and then everything else just kind of nicely gets put on top. So our forceps, then our scissors. And you kind of just want to organize everything, our needle holders, so that when it gets autoclaved, all the steam and stuff can still get into it. Our scalpel holder. Okay, then we take our drape for surgery, put that right on top. And then to wrap it, you just wrap it like a gown. So you come up like this and tab. I'll wrap over. And tab. Wrap over this way. And tab. And then we'll wrap down and tab that. You don't want to pull the drape too tight because you can actually tear through the drape. But then our towel, you can wrap tight. So same way you wrapped the pack. So over and tab. Over and tab. Nice and tight. Over, tab. Nice and tight. Over. And then we'll just tuck this into the little pocket we made. Make sure there's still a big enough tab for us to open it. So there's that. And then we take our indicator tape. We'll put that on the side like that. Take our Sharpie, date, what it is, the surgery pack, and then my initials. And now we will put this in the pile to be autoclaved from surgery today. Okay, and this is how to wrap a surgery gown. So we have our surgery gown. We want the inside face down when we fold. So we'll kind of put it on the table like this. Fold an arm in. Fold the other arm in. I like to make sure that the front of the gown is flat. So then we'll fold this little seam, use that as a guide. We'll fold that in like that. Same thing on this side. Okay. So once again, meet in the middle. You want to leave the ties out to the side. Meet this in the middle, all the way up. And then, last but not least, fold it over one more time. So So we have that, and then now we accordion fold. And last but not least, one more time. Okay, set that off to the side for now. Okay, so these are nice and flat. So we're gonna take our gown, put that in, take our sterile indicator strip, put that in there. You wanna just kind of loosely wrap these on top so the doctor can easily grab them. So on the bottom, up nice and tight, tab to the right, tab to the left, tab, and then from the top, tuck that into our little fold with a big enough tab. And then take our surgical towel and you're gonna accordion fold that. And then fold that into 3 again. Tab the corner so the doctor can grab it right on top of our gown. And then again with the sterile indicator strip, put that in there, and then you wanna wrap this part the same way that you wrap the gown. So we'll go from the bottom, tab, from the right, tab, from the left, nice and tight, tab, and then from the top, nice and tight. Tuck this in, leave a tab to pull it out. Sterile indicator tape. Date. Initial. And what it is. So a gown and towel. All right, and now this goes into the pile to be autoclaved. Okay, so this is describing the autoclave. So the way the autoclave works is it sanitizes all of your gowns, equipment, you know, hand pieces for surgery and dentals by almost like a pressure cooker. So you wrap your pack, you put the sterility indicator in there, and then we also use the indicator tape on not only our gowns and our towels, but also the packs for tools and stuff like that. And then once you do that, you fill the autoclave and then you push whatever setting that you need. So there's like unwrapped pouches, packs, and then there's just straight up hand pieces. And then based on that, you close your door, make sure it's locked. The autoclave, make sure the autoclave has enough water because it needs water to run its system. And then once you shut the door, make sure it's locked, closed all the way, you push whatever setting you need and start, and then it'll come to pressure, run for its allotted time, whatever you're autoclaving, whatever you need to sanitize, and then it'll have a venting period, and then it'll have a drying period. And then it'll have like a countdown of wherever it's at on the little screen. But the typical kind of accepted time to autoclave is at 250 degrees for 13 minutes. That's just kind of like a general rule for a pack to be safe. Our autoclave here at the clinic, like I said, has a couple different settings. So ours is unwrapped, pouches, packs, and then hand pieces. Everything is autoclaved at 270 degrees. The time just changes based on what you're doing. So if you're doing unwrapped packs, it's 3 minutes it takes to autoclave. If you're doing pouches, it's 5 minutes. If you're doing whole packs, it's a half hour. And then the hand pieces are roughly like 6 to 7 minutes. And then, like I said, it'll go through the venting, and then it'll go through the drying period. And then once that's all done, you can open the door and take stuff out. So yeah, that's how the autoclave works. Okay, so this is how you pack an autoclave. Ours is kind of small, so we can't really fit a whole lot of stuff in it. And it kind of also depends on what we're trying to autoclave. So we're actually done autoclaving for the day. I missed it, but I'm just gonna use what we've already autoclaved just as an example how to pack. So we're gonna do gowns. So we just pull the tray out, and everybody wraps gowns kind of different. So it just kind of depends how many fit. So in this case, since that one fits there, we could fit like a couple like single packs of stuff, or like some sterile gauze to autoclave. Right here, if we needed. You just want to be careful when you're packing the autoclave, because you don't want to overlap stuff too much, or else the steam won't penetrate and it won't be sterile. So, and then our bottom shelf is a little smaller. So again, we're gonna put this pack right there in the back, and then again, we could put some small stuff up front, just as long as we don't overstack it so it's sterile. So then, like I said, ow, it was still a little hot. How you know stuff is sterile is not only the sterile tape on the outside. If it has the black lines like that, then everything's penetrated, it's sterile. But on the inside, there's a sterile indicator strip too. So, and we always check those every time we take stuff out of the autoclave. So pretend like this is done, it needs to be unpacked. So again, it's sterile, we got the tape, and then once the doctor unwraps the gown and towel for surgery, they'll double check that sterile indicator tape inside the pack to make sure that that is also not tampered with either, to make it unsterile. Okay, so this is my suture removal. This is Coconut. He had a mass removed on his right foot. He's about 2.5 weeks post-op, so it's time for his stitches to come out. You can tell stitches need to come out when the skin is healed, like the incision is completely closed. There's no signs of redness, irritation, swelling, infection, heat, anything like that. If they need to stay in a little bit longer, if it's not quite 2 weeks post-op yet. Some people try to take stitches out at home way before they're supposed to, and then the incision site opens again, or they need to stay in if the incision site isn't closed at all. So I have sterile suture scissors, and to take sutures out, there's a little kind of like curve right here, that's the scissors, so you just put that under and you snip it, and then you just pull the suture right out. So we're gonna open these. All right, Coconut, come here, sir. I know, let me see. All right, right under. And sometimes with small dogs, it's kind of hard because they're so little. You can't really see where the suture, I know, Bubby, starts and ends. I know, good boy. You're a good boy, Coconut. I know, good boy. I know, good boy. I know, that one's stuck in your, there we go. I know, good boy. Okay, I know, I'm sorry, sir. And then sometimes when you go to take sutures out, you have to dig out the crusties, because sometimes the crusty has gone over the suture. I know, Coconut, I'm sorry. Good boy. Good boy. I know, Bubba's. Hang on. Good boy. I know, good boy. All right, last one, Coconut. I know, good boy. All right, and he's good to go. He's gonna keep his cone on for a little bit because he tends to paw and kind of get at it, Mom said. But everything looks good. Everything is nice and healed, so he is good to go.